Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. What would you do if you walked into an elevator and people were facing the wrong way? Would you follow their lead? In 1962, the Candid Camera performed a skit entitled Face the Rear, based on Ash's Power of Social Theory. The 2-minute video demonstrated the power of social influence, including complete strangers, on individual behavior. This is the question I'd like to ask you tonight. If the people around you started living more sustainably, would you? There is surmounting evidence and agreement among academics, international leaders, governments, and the public that climate change is one of the largest global problems. Staying below the catastrophic 2-degree threshold is no longer an option, but a requirement to protect natural ecosystems, ocean resources, and biodiversity that sustain human life. Social psychology and sustainable marketing techniques can encourage individuals to adopt sustainable behavior. Within this larger framework of social marketing and sustainable marketing, message framing can help communicate messages that resonate with specific segments of the population. One of the reasons that recycling was so successful was because people put out their recycling bins on their street for everybody to see them. Their neighbors would begin to think that something was wrong if people weren't recycling. It became the norm to recycling, just like the elevator. This process works well for recycling and where people can actually see these acts. But how do we generate this same mentality for an act like driving less, where you can't really see driving less? What if I told you I had a way in which we could share stories online to show people that everybody is acting on climate change, to encourage other people to take part? What if I told you that there was a way to communicate appropriately, engaging, and captivating way with a consistent mission and values and related goals? Introducing Random Acts of Green. Random Acts of Green is a social enterprise that uses social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to show the benefits of climate change action. So what is social media and why use it? Social media refers to a collection of social material through which individuals are active participants in creating, organizing, combining, sharing, commenting, and rating web content, as well as forming social networks online. Social media marketing offers a new way that differs from traditional marketing, such as pamphlets and television ads and commercials on the radio, because people can actually interact with others. Social media posts have even gone viral, where they have been shared billions of times and reach populations on a global scale. This is why it's so important to share these moments online. The average person has 5 social media platforms and spends an average of 1 hour and 40 minutes on these platforms every single day, accounting for 28% of the total time spent on the internet. Let me say that one more time. The average person has 5 social media platforms and spends an hour and 40 minutes on these sites every single day. So let me ask you the question one more time. How do we encourage people to take part in sustainability? We show them on these social media accounts. You've probably seen people walking around with their phones and looking down on the streets. We need to show them sustainability on these platforms to ensure that we have a voice. We need to show them that climate change action is not just for tree huggers, hippies, and protesters. Ordinary people are acting right here, right now, all throughout our local community and beyond. We just need to capture these green moments to reveal the reality that people are acting. We live in a world where if it isn't shared, it isn't true. Or in our case, If it isn't seen, it isn't green. Using professional photography, courtesy of Pat Gilson, and also videography, we capture local content to praise and recognize ordinary people committing acts of green. By linking social media platforms to our Green Community Network Hub, people will receive more online awareness that can translate into offline action. People value the green stories that we tell. As the age-old saying goes, monkey see, monkey do. Now I'd like to turn your attention to some of the things that we've been sharing so far on social media and some of our success stories. Firstly, we shared a woman that sold her car to car share with her daughter. This post was shared, I think, 20 times, and it was viewed close to 3,000 times. This post reached a broad range of people, and this is just the beginning because our following basis still needs some time to grow. This is a veterinarian in Peterborough that rides her bike to work every single day, even in the winter. Her name's Dr. Dame, and she was glad that we featured her on our page. This is a woman that makes her own deodorant, and she uses it from coconut oil, and this was also shared a whole bunch of times on our platforms. And this is somebody with a reusable mug at Nada's Cafe, and he's a Trent rower, and he was thrilled to be featured on our page as well. And thank you now for listening to my speech on Random Acts of Green, and hopefully this encourages you to take part in sustainability by seeing these messages. Thank you.